We had an entire weekly update recorded and ready to go this week, but right when we were about to release it, something big drops on August 1st. That's right, the first big tech fix patch for Albion Online. We did it. It finally came. Oh, we've waited so long. If you've been playing at any point since launch, chances are you've experienced some of the server weirdness with the lag issues, overflow servers, delayed queue times, black screens, disconnect, etc. All of these issues were due to problems like server hardware not being able to handle the capacity, there being too many players in one zone at any given time, and coding issues with the large population increase. Basically, each and every one of these problems leads back to the fact that there are too many people playing Albion Online, which is normally a great problem to have for an MMO. It just caught the Albion Online team off guard, considering live servers have way more players than any single beta test ever did. So it seems they've fixed some of the server code to help cope with the population growth, along with a few other tweaks, so the server weirdness and the queue time should be short to non-existent. Enough chit-chat, let's get to the big changes. You may have noticed when logging into your capital city that you aren't on an overflow server. The city bank chest and marketplace have been moved to their own separate instance, like in Caerleon. This is to help relieve some of the overpopulation stress. We shouldn't need as many overflow servers anymore with everyone so spread out. The rates of tier 4 and tier 5 spawns have temporarily been doubled. This is a big one, because the spawn rates used to be over 20 minutes. This is only for tier 4 in safe zones and tier 5 in yellow zones, and this is not permanent. I repeat, this is not permanent, so get to farming now and take advantage. If you have any tier 5 mats in your bag and bank, sell them ASAP before the price drops dramatically. Players are going to be all over those nodes like lag on launch day. You're right, it's too soon to make launch day jokes. I apologize, my fault. You're right, too soon. Jokes too soon. Leaving the ring in a duel resulted in the duel ending after 3 seconds. The timer has been extended to end after 10 seconds of being outside the ring. You can no longer place furniture anywhere in Caerleon Bank and Marketplace, thank God. Rep from PvE mobs have been buffed by 50%. The amount of rep to recover from becoming villainous, nefarious, or dreaded has been reduced. Dreaded players can no longer revert out of PvP mode, which I thought was already a thing, but apparently not. These changes were designed to keep players from staying at the max penalty level for too long. When building farms on your private island, they now default to private access when built. This is relevant because it used to be defaulted to guild, so anyone who had access to your private island, let's say a shifty guild member, could waltz right in there and take all your crops while you were away, and no one would know. If you'd like to change it back, you can do so by choosing public or guild on the individual farm's board. The relic chests now spawn 4 times per day. These are the chests I'm sure you've seen players fight over in various zones, but the loot amount has been nerfed to compensate. The gallop buff on mounts now time out after 2 seconds instead of only 1. That way you can pause for a minute and you won't have to ramp up your gallop speed all over again. Raid bosses now spawn once per day. It used to be 3 times a day. This is to help alleviate a whole mess of guilds clamoring to kill them in one zone. Less people in one place means less server issues. Dismounting now applies a debuff where you cannot attack anything for 3 seconds. I don't know why this was a problem. If you know anything, let us know in the comments below. I'm super curious. There were a bunch of changes we did not have time to mention, and a few less important changes as well, like item icon changes, zones being categorized as different tiers, attack animation fixes, etc. You can read all about the changes yourself in the official forum post link in the description below. A quick warning, there was an exploit announced on the 27th, and anyone still using it will be punished. Players are placing cosmetic cages in front of zone entrances. When someone loads into a new zone, they load into the cage placed down, and then the player is trapped in the cage. Once they're stuck, the trappers would kill them with little effort, because they're basically defenseless at this point. They mentioned some gate spawning changes in the patch notes, and we aren't sure if those are related to this exploit, so until we know for sure, just be careful. If it happens to you, take screenshots and report the names involved. A couple quick Albion tips. If you're a primary crafter or gatherer, chances are you're lacking in the combat skills department, like myself. Don't forget you can do sellsword dungeons in any major city solo or with a team. Just talk to the dude in front of the glowing portal, the queue times are short to instant, and it's much faster than farming mobs in the open world to grind out fame. Take a break from gathering, go stab a few skelly men, it's therapeutic. You'll love it. The price of gold has dropped for the first time since release. Just a friendly reminder that this is the time to buy. The price of gold will rise again, and you'll get your silver's worth. I promise we have not seen the price peak to its highest potential yet. We mentioned this in our recent tips video, that fame wasn't carrying over to new mastery points as intended. It looks like that's been fixed, so there's no need to craft one item at a time anymore to minimize the fame loss. You are free to go ahead and craft in bulk once again. Just a couple quick channel updates. We're working on an advanced gathering guide on how to farm tier 5 and 6 nodes in dangerous areas like red zones. That'll be up later this week. We're currently working on an advanced mount guide for how to obtain some of the crazy cool mounts you may have seen roaming around, and we think we're almost done with a guide on maximizing your focus point usage. You're allotted a certain amount each day, and we'll teach you how to use them the most cost-effective way possible. And one last thing, we just wanted to take a quick second to thank the Albion Online team for working so hard, but we know these guys haven't slept in weeks making sure all this server stuff was sorted out. Show the Albion Online team some love, tweet these guys, thank them for what they do, because we love playing their awesome game, we love being a part of it, and we here at Koffee Fiends love making content for it. If you guys feel the same way, tweet them out, show them some love. They need a win. It's been a rough couple weeks for them, I'm sure. It's probably been a nightmare. But that's it for me. I'm Neil. We will see you guys next week.